Ring the bell.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Slam Society. Welcome to our review show here of WWE SummerSlam 2024 from the Cleveland Browns Stadium in front of 55,858 fans from what CagedMatch.net tells me. It might be different, but anyway, I'm Karlifornia. This is Jooseyboy. How you going, mate?
Hello, Ohio. I'm not doing too bad. Very nice. You got the White Claw. I
Yeah,
got the
baby.
Pepsi Max.
Nice.
So you, me, SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
Look, I'll be completely
mate,
honest
yeah.
at the outset.
Yeah, mate.
I pretty much got what I was hoping for out of this pay-per-view.
Oh, did you?
Thought it was a pretty good show overall.
It's interesting.
There are some mixed opinions about it online, but I had a pretty
yeah.
positive experience with it, if I do say so myself.
Fucking hell. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I like the beginning when the bloodline arrived. Did you see you skim a lot of the show, but
yeah, I just watched.
Okay, well when the bloodline arrived, like the four of them like walking backstage in their fucking sick outfits. And I'm like, that's squad goals right there. Like they look fucking so cool. Anyway, we start off with Triple H coming out, welcoming us to SummerSlam. Nice little pop for Triple H. Then the Miz is the host in the crowd. And then we get to the first match here, Jooseyboy. Rhea Ripley taking on Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. 15 minutes, 53 seconds. Jooseyboy, please let us know your thoughts on this matchup.
Yeah, well, Rhea really reminds me kind of, I had the perfect comparison earlier. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. In a lot of ways, she reminds me of watching a female equivalent of like a Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Rock. And the reason I make that comparison is the way that the presence that she has when she performs and the way that she can kind of
talking about charisma, mate.
Control the tempo of an audience. I really see. So she's really good. The other thing I took away from this is that Liv continues to get better with each match. She's already become like really quite a well-rounded performer in terms of her in-ring work, plus her character work has, really been hitting a stride as well. I think this match is really kind of really one of the final stepping stones to sort of completing her as sort of a top star in the women's division. She's obviously already had the title reigns, but I'm saying in terms of, she's really starting to come into her own. I thought they had a really good match here. I thought the contrast between the two characters actually played off of each other really well. You kind of have that conniving, two-timing, like shrewd villainess in Liv Morgan. And then you have, on the other hand, Rhea Ripley, who in her own right is formidable, and she's like a strong, willful
woman.
Yeah. Then you have these two forces clash. I thought that contrast made for an interesting dynamic in the match. Obviously, the big story, the big takeaway was that Rhea got screwed out of winning her championship back by Dominic.
Yes, dude.
So Dominic, towards the end of the match, stops Rhea from using a steel chair.
Which made sense.
Because he's like, hey, you can't win a championship on DQ, right? So I like that attention is being paid to detail already, and it's going to be a running theme throughout this show. This show was an excellent example of continuity being used well. So yeah, goes to the close-in on the match. Dominic basically screws over Rhea. And allies with Liv after the match. So
good.
I mean, Dominic is, I have a feeling
little scamp.
He is going to get his ass kicked there. I feel as though he's going to get, so
they're going to have a match.
Yeah,
like surely.
I gave the match itself a B minus. I thought it was fun. I loved the direction that they went in with it because I wasn't sure which way they were going to go with Dominic going into this. And
Mm,
I like the fact that the story has kept me guessing. And I did catch a bit of this segment following on where the
Dominic.
Judgment Day is reacting to what they just saw, and
Mm,
they all want to kill Dominic. Um, but you can kind of see Finn Balor in the background just doesn't seem as interested in what's going on as the rest of the Judgment Day does.
yeah.
So then we cut away
Something's
from
on his
that.
mind, mate.
Yeah. So overall, I thought it was a really good way to start the show. The crowd was into
Yeah.
it. The arena looked great. It's got that daytime into nighttime thing going on, which
Yeah.
always looks cool. What do you think, bro?
I love that. I love when you see it moving from day into
Mm.
night, that twilight. Um, right. So let's look at my notes here, see what I can omit and what I should talk about. Um, First thing, I laugh looking at Dominic's mustache.
Mm.
It suits being Dirty Dom. I like Ref Cam. What do you think of Ref Cam?
Yeah, I like it. I actually
Yeah.
think it would be cool if they like on a replay for a ref bump,
Oh,
that
that'll
would
be
be
sick.
yeah.
That'll be
So
sick. Yeah.
but it is also a good idea in another way though, because it actually gives the audience the perspective of what it's like to be inside the ring.
Yeah. Ref Cam,
Um
hey?
as long as they don't overuse it,
Innovative.
you know.
Yes, that's good. That's a good call there, bro. Like the factoid of Liv being the last person to defeat Rhea Ripley via pinfall, which was quite some time prior.
Yeah.
Um, I have to mention it, okay? The great spot early on. Liv kept on running away. Rhea went to roll to the outside, but then faked it. Okay. What did you think when Rhea was crawling towards Liv?
Um no comment.
I was like, for the love of fucking God. Okay. Um, the dislocated shoulder was like kind of the psychology here for being able to give Liv a bit of offense here. And every time Rhea had it sorted out, she got back in the driver's seat. I liked that story. Um, I reckon Liv Morgan is a bigger star than Mercedes Monet. Just wanted to say
Yeah, that's number one. That's we managed to get this far without taking a
that.
jab.
There's going to be so many. Okay. This is what's great. Rhea got injured, right? They had to pivot. They had a plan in place, probably with a tighter rein, but they had to pivot. And look at the story that came of it whilst she was gone. They have figured out something, boom, on the spot, just like that. And that's booking for you, dude. Like being able to learn how to pivot and know how to make like chicken salad out of chicken shit. Like Punk getting injured, and look what it turned into. You know, they had
Mm.
different plans and it turned into something amazing. Um, yes, you've already spoken about the grabbing of the chair. And of course, Dominic screwing her over. I love the camera shot of Dominic smiling. I also love the shot of Liv on the outside, and then Dominic comes into the shot and picks her up, and it's now loud and clear what the hell's going on. Um, then Dominic and Liv Morgan make out, and you know what wrestling fans are like. They're fucking weird, right? They would be getting so fucking pissed off that Dominic not only got to be an on-screen couple with Rhea Ripley,
Ugh.
but now Liv Morgan. They won't be able to handle it, dude.
It's a TV show, for God's sake.
Exactly. Like they've all got partners. Like it's
Yeah,
and the last thing I wanted to say is Dominic is going to be under WWE contract forever. Okay. This guy.
yeah. I can see him kind of fitting into a lot of different roles. He can be kind of the goofy comedic heel. He can be used further up. He can be a tag guy. So yeah, I'd
He's probably
have
going to
to.
be like a career guy that's kind of just in soap opera style storylines. No, like world title stuff. But anyway, yes, we have Damien storming in angry, look, and Judgment Day going to look for Dom. And it'll be interesting to see what happens later on. Let's move to the next matchup here: WWE Intercontinental Championship, Juicy Boy. Bron Breakker, sorry, not defending, challenging Sami Zayn for the IC belt. This match went 5 minutes 42, which is why I have barely any notes.
Yeah,
I think going into this, we both thought Bron needs to win this. If he
yeah.
doesn't, big mistake.
Mm,
But I didn't really write anything. Bron with 2 spears, and he's the IC champ. I think it went exactly how it was supposed to go. I don't think that this needed to
yeah,
go any longer than what it did. And we will be responding to somebody
yeah, yeah.
in a
Just
tweet of
we'll
theirs
save
later
it.
on.
Let's get
I'm just
through
letting you know.
because
Don't
but that
just letting you
section's
know.
gonna take ages, man. We
Just Juicy Boy, just let me say what I want to say.
fine. No, go.
Someone has the opposing opinion later on. That's all I was going to say.
Do they now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is that all your notes
You
then?
know what? Sami Zayn takes the spear like shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's almost like he Bron's too fast for him. He
He's
just
scared.
can't
It's
get
like
his
he's
feet.
like he gets scared. I'm like, come on, dude. You fucking done way crazier shit than take a spear.
Yeah.
Anyway, take it away.
Yeah, so because of the concise nature of the match, the length, the fact that it had the right result, in my opinion, it was basically Frankensteiner, you know,
Fine.
uh, haluva kick, couple of other
Boring.
things, couple of spears,
Yeah.
bing bang boom, as Pat Patterson would say. And I'm giving the match yeah, like an A minus because to
A
as I said in
minus.
our
Cool.
review of the previous pay-per-view, bro, I thought it was a bit of a mistake to have Braun lose that first match
We were
uh,
fuming.
for the IC title. And I think that this performance now, it didn't really hurt Sammy to take this loss, but also we've now got Braun in the right direction. This did exactly what it needed to do. Again, you don't need to do every little thing in every single match. You
Yep.
can just let each match be what it needs to be in the
Exactly.
context of the show.
That's it,
And we've
dude.
had that so far. 2 matches, 2 correct booking decisions, in my view at least.
That's right. Thank you. And you know what? Sami Zayn, I'm just being honest. I think he needs to. We talked about this in the simulation. He needs to change his theme song. I think he needs a fresh coat of paint. Something needs to happen here. The bloodline angle, he was so interesting, and then he went back to regular Sami Zayn. Something needs to happen here to make him interesting to me again. Anyway, let's move forward. Stephanie McMahon in attendance. She looks happy, don't you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, I saw some people, I saw a tweet about it. I don't know if we're going to cover it in our mean tweets thing or bad tweets segment, but someone said on Twitter that, oh, look at her fake smiling and fake clapping. And it's like, why can't she just be there to support her husband
Why would
who
she be
has
fake clapping?
and why can't it just be that she has a history with the company and she just happens to be there to watch? Why does it always have to be some malicious thing?
Why would
Anyway,
she be fake smiling and fake clapping? Like, if she didn't want to be there, then why would she? Why would she go? Clearly, she wanted to be there. So, fuck me. Anyway, coming up next, WWE United States Championship,
mm.
LA Knight, yeah, taking on the champion Logan Paul. 12 minutes 4 seconds. Juicy Boy, take it away.
Right. Well, as per usual in our reviews, we don't like to go blow by blow through all the spots because, it's just kind of a bit redundant. But I feel like the build to this match, as far as a modern feud goes, or a modern program, I should say, because this is more of a program than a long-term feud.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like it was built well. It makes sense that LA Knight would kind of steal Logan's prime truck and invade his house and do all this because that's with a narcissistic person like Logan Paul, someone with an ego like that, that would be how you would get under his skin. You don't have to do anything as dramatic as fighting him in his own backyard, like LA did with AJ Styles. So it's now LA Knight as a character. I feel like they're setting up this thing that each person he feuds with, he kind of picks. He figures out what their buttons are and how to
Mm.
push them,
Mm.
and then he uses that against them in the match. And so I feel like Logan Paul as a character played really well into that. And I actually
Hmm.
think these two had some pretty decent chemistry in the ring.
Yeah.
Insane springboard moonsault by Logan Paul.
Fucking
Uh,
hell.
this was a really solid match. I thought LA Knight looked great. Um, Again, the correct result. It was definitely time to put the belt on Los Angeles here. Um, had they not done it, it's kind of similar to the Braun Breaker situation. It would have been a
Hmm.
mistake. It
Yeah.
would have been a mistake because
Yeah.
it just it's
So
time.
annoying.
I think people would have been pissed off.
Yeah. Pissed
And
off.
the controversy going on surrounding Logan Paul, I think, it's probably just as well that he lost, but I have to think that it was always the plan for him to lose at this point because it just feels like it's time. And I gave the match itself a B plus.
Lovely jubbly. Lovely jubbly. Yes, Los Angeles Night. I saw the video package prior because I wanted to like just catch up on some of the story because I don't watch the weekly product, obviously, but at one stage he like broke into like Logan Paul's house and Logan got home from wherever he was and LA Knight was like on a floating device in Logan's swimming pool. That's just funny, bro.
Yeah, and his handlers were in the house, which means that LA obviously just walked in and started doing it, and none of them they were all afraid to try and stop
Yeah,
him.
I love
So,
thinking about the stuff that doesn't get shown or recorded. Like, how did he do it? How did he get in there? You know, he obviously took off his shirt, he's in his boardies, and he thankfully there was a floating device there for him to hop on. But anyway. Another thing that was funny to me as well in this build-up, LA Knight blatantly committing Grand Theft Auto and stealing his car and keeping it until the pay-per-view and driving it to the pay-per-view. Like how that's some balls right there. Logan with his entrance enlists another massive douchebag MGK
yeah,
made for each other. I did laugh at Logan getting thrown into his prime hydration station.
yeah, yeah,
And I did like when LA Knight beat the shit out of his little section of morons there at ringside. So a lot of fun, entertaining things in this match. Skim, skim, skim. Yes, the springboard moonsault, dude. How the fuck? Last person I think I saw do that was like Sabu or something,
yeah. Or
or
like
in a video game.
Hayabusa, man.
Yeah,
Hayabusa could do stuff like that,
fucking hell, mate.
But yeah, that was
He's a cockhead, but he's pretty good in the ring. Let's be honest.
I keep saying, regardless of who he is as a person, he's almost like a prodigal talent in the ring. Like he,
Um, Cole kept calling MGK MJK. Don't know if you noticed that. One thing that I was not sure about, and I wanted to get your thoughts as well on this because you did not mention it. Using the Nux on LA Knight kind of no selling it, ducking the buckshot lariat and hitting his finisher to win. Do you think maybe I don't know the Nux shouldn't have been used? Maybe it should have been thwarted or something like that. What do you
no,
reckon?
I don't mind because in all the other times where he's used the Nux, he's put him on his hand, drawn back, and then slugged the shit out of him. And on this occasion,
He just
he
kind of
was only able to jab him while he was
right,
being pulled up to the apron by LA Knight. So it's like, he didn't get
right.
as clean a shot.
Well, on Twitter, Rip Rogers wasn't happy about it, so I thought I'd bring it up. But
Well, I can't argue with Rip. So
you
if
wouldn't want
Rip,
to.
no, God no. But if he says that it's not cool, then
Then you change your complete opinion straight
no, I
away.
don't. But
No,
I'm
I don't
just
know.
saying.
I didn't have a problem with it, but um, then we get some product placement with Manscaped. I thought that was a bit weird, but whatever.
I hate that stuff that they do. It just makes their wrestlers look stupid.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know. It's never really that funny, is it?
it's never funny at all, and it always, in my opinion, devalues the people that they use in it because it makes it seem like, oh, okay, these are the guys that they've got on hand to
It
do
feels
this
like they
kind of
wrote it
stuff.
in about 2 minutes, you know? Like, anyway.
Yeah.
Coming up next, WWE Women's Championship. Nia
Mm.
Jax challenging Bailey, 12 minutes 33 seconds. Um, a lot of rumors were that Tiffany Stratton was going to cash in, but I was like, no, I don't, not yet,
Mm.
not yet. Let's not blow our load too early on, okay? You've got to wait for these things. Was not a fan of Nia coming out and wearing a different crown than the one she won at Queen of the Ring.
Mm.
I don't understand that. I get that maybe it matches her gear, but
I think that's the idea. Like she's obnoxious that she has to have her own crown made.
well, it looks like
Um,
shit in comparison to the
mm,
gold one. So it was a bit slow to begin with. And in case you weren't aware, Juicy Boy, this match was sponsored by Valorant. Um,
mm.
I did not believe Bailey hitting that Bailey to belly on Nia Jax. There's no way that's possible. Um, we got Bailey kicking out of an annihilator because this is 2024 pro wrestling. I can't let them get away with it if I don't let others get away with it. It's prevalent throughout the show, the kicking out of finishes. Um, Most impressive with impressed, sorry, with Bailey hitting a power bomb on Nia Jax. Jesus fucking Christ. Insane in the membrane, insane in the brain. The big elbow, I thought that was going to be it, but then of course, it's Tiffy time. I want you to say that for me, Juicy Boy. Say, it's Tiffy time. Please, please, please.
It's Tiffy time.
Why did it have to be deep? Why can you be a bit more effeminate about it? Okay. Um, Pop-up powerbomb from Nia, jackknife powerbomb, annihilated 2 times. New women's champ. I think it's
Yeah.
better Tiffany didn't cash in. They're a team, and you know what? This can provide interesting television going forward with, Tiffany's, siding with her and helping her out, but then like Nia starts getting more and more paranoid
It's
and it
not
could
gonna
become something.
last. It's not gonna
No.
last. When you have two like dominant women like that, it's not like they both think the universe revolves around them.
By the
So
way, confirmation, Juicy Boy, that the Nia Jax that we saw in the simulation that we did yesterday does not look the same as the one in
mm.
real life. What are your thoughts on the matchup, bro?
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to rate the match quite highly. I'm going to give it a B minus. I have to say that even though I've not always been the biggest fan of Nia Jax, in this most recent run, I think she's improving, and I think this is probably the my favorite match of hers that I've seen
I never thought I'd see the day
in
that
this
Juicy
run.
Boy would be a Nia Jax fanboy.
I agree with you that the Annihilator shouldn't have been kicked out of because like I get it, it hasn't been kicked out of by anyone before this match, and Bailey's a pretty big star, but I also think, man, why can't you just protect finishes like that? It always looks brutal when Nia does it, but it's not easy for her to get the person ready for, which is what makes it a threat if she's able to hit it. So, yeah, maybe shouldn't have kicked out of it. In general, though, I like the fact that I liked the finish of the match. I like the fact that she hits her with the first annihilator and then goes, no, 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 I'm putting a stamp on this.
Mm.
Gestures that she's about to win the title and then drops the second one. That is a good way for a heel to dominantly, assertively get a win over an already a more established star. So this
Fuck
match
yeah.
worked for me. I feel like Bailey just I wouldn't say she's underrated because I think there's a lot of respect for her within the company and among the fans. But she is one of those people that I feel like she does her best to just run with whatever situation she's put in. And
Mm.
I really feel like basically going back to the beginning of Damage Control, she's really been firing on all cylinders and yeah, I enjoyed this. So far at this point in the pay-per-view, I was like, okay, they're putting on like a real, a tight show.
All right, very good. Yeah, I prefer this Bailey than that. What was the fucking thing she was doing? Ding dong, something or other. Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
That was so stupid. Maybe when she copped that first annihilator that she kicked out of, instead of kicking out, maybe because it's in the corner, maybe Bailey could have reached up and grabbed a rope.
Mm,
Don't know. Anyway, let's move fucking forward. CM Punk, Drew fucking McIntyre's from fucking Scotland, and Seth Rollins is the special guest referee, bro. 16 minutes, 58 seconds.
mm.
Juicy Boy, please take it away.
Okay, A minus for the match.
Mm.
I really liked it. I liked the fact that it started out hot. It was physical. All the strikes looked like they were connecting. Um, I really it's it's difficult to try to go into too much detail because this match here didn't really follow a like a template of a grudge match, nor did it follow a template of an all-out brawl. It kind of was its own thing. It was a match that was unique to the feud that was happening with these two,
Mm.
in that if you put two other random wrestlers into the match and then they did the exact same things, I don't know if it would have worked. But because it was this combination of talents, I feel like the way they did this worked. So they kind of started out with a brawl. Most of it is this really physical, hard-hitting match, but eventually both Drew and Punk start to have issues with Seth Rollins. Um, and basically, it seems like towards the end of the match, CM Punk, he's been looking great. He's been wrestling great throughout the match. And it seems like, boom, he's going to close in on McIntyre. He's going to get the win and shut Drew McIntyre up. But then this was what I feel was a genius piece of booking. Right as Punk is about to close in on McIntyre with the go to sleep, he happens to look over at special referee Seth Rollins. Now, Drew McIntyre, of course, has been wearing CM Punk's cherished family bracelet that has the name of his wife and his dog on it. And of course, it doesn't look like much. It's a cheap little plastic bracelet, but he wears it everywhere he goes. It's like a sentimental, it's almost like a lucky charm for CM Punk, if you will. And Drew McIntyre stole it from CM Punk several weeks ago. During the course of the match, uh, Punk was able to get it back off of Drew McIntyre and symbolically reclaim it. Now, we come to the point that I just mentioned. Punk sets up for the GTS. He looks over at special guest ref Seth Rollins and he notices that Seth now has the bracelet around his wrist. Obviously, because Seth Rollins is the referee, he needs to keep things off of the mat, keep the mat clean. So he's put the thing on his wrist so that he can easily keep track of it. It's not going to get broken in his pocket and so forth. And the commentators kind of explain that. But CM Punk, he's so fixated on this bracelet. It's been the cause of so much anger that he gets angry at Seth Rollins, starts questioning about it. Basically, that lays the foundation for Drew McIntyre to go in for the kill, and he wins this match after a somewhat reluctant 3 count from Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
So I really liked it. I thought that it was the right decision to have Drew get this win because, I mean, he was on the losing end of the exchange several times with CM Punk. And it's the kind of match that makes you excited to see where they're going to go next because they definitely left room for a lot of other stuff to happen in rematches down the line.
Right on. Very nice, bro. Again, I watched the package before the match, and I was cackling at Punk screwing him twice, and just look on Drew's face like he's so mad. Bludgeons him, goes to cash in the money in the bank, and then Punk fucks him over again. I was just laughing through the whole thing because, man, you knew that the comeuppance was coming for Punk here. And I was like, please don't get injured. Please don't get injured. Don't give any more fuel to those little fucks out there. I don't know if you noticed early before the match began, Rollins had Punk's jumper thrown at him, and Rollins rubbed it on his ass. That is like the oldest and still funniest joke in the book. That will never get old. I like that Rollins kept making it about him. And you know what's funny? You know what's funny, dude? Like Drew McIntyre actually does not like CM Punk. Like he actually doesn't like. They're not friends.
No, neither does Seth Rollins.
No,
that's a real thing too.
Interesting how they can seem to work together and be professional. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Nuts.
It's like, when Eddie Kingston and Punk, they don't like each other either, and they still had a great match
together. What about Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle? They had a hell of a feud.
Oh yeah, that's right. He stole his wife in real life.
Yeah, and then Jeff Jarrett also blames Angle's pill addiction on fucking up his marriage. There was a lot of heat there. right?
Yep.
Like, and they
Yep.
still managed to have this great feud together, like,
Unbelievable.
because
It's,
they're
it's funny what mature
professionals.
people can do.
Yeah.
Fuckheads. So look, there's heat. I liked the homage to HBK and what happened at the SummerSlam 97 or whenever it was,
Yeah.
with the chair spot. Not gonna repeat shit that you said. Um, I did laugh when Rollins he just cops a GTS. Like
Yeah, that
well,
popped. I love the way that he crumpled as well.
it's just
No
like punk.
exaggerating. He just crumpled into a heap.
How do you think you're actually going to win the match at this point, dude? You just knocked out the ref. But I love what came from that. Throwback bitch. Punk kicked Drew between the nuts in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Drew does it to him. Very well done. I like the details. Drew wins. I thought that was the right decision. I think people would have fucking Punk. What is Punk winning?
Yeah.
Where? Anyway, let's move fucking forward, you
Yeah.
little son of a gun.
Yeah. Fuck
Damian
yeah.
Priest
Yeah, bitch.
defending the World Heavyweight Championship against the Ring General Gunther. 16 minutes, 38 seconds. Here we fucking go. Great package before the match. I watched the packages this time. Gunther calling him street trash was
Yeah.
fucking awesome, dude.
He's so good on the mic, bro.
He has arrived. He has arrived. And before anyone says, oh, but he's reigning, shut up. Now he's arrived. He's in the biggest company in the world, killing it on the mic. The character's down pat. His in-ring stuff's great. Fucking come on. Come on.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's like one of my faves, bro.
Yeah, but poor Walter. Before the
Can't
match
help it.
began, no, never. Before the match began, I like that they shot the WWE Legends suite. Very nice.
Yeah, that was cool. Good
Nash,
idea.
Park, Steiners,
Mm.
Jacqueline.
Oh, Jacqueline. I love
Very good.
Jacqueline, bro.
Very, very good. So another thing I wanted to say, all of these feuds on this show have been built perfectly. Even the women had a story and something behind it rather than I want to beat you, I think I can beat you, which was something that I used to complain about like 1 to 2 years ago. Now there's always angles. And as I said during the simulation, there's even other angles going on where matches from those angles could have been on this show, but they weren't because there's not enough space, because we don't need to put 13 matches in the pay-per-view. Thank you. Right. Another thing I wanted to say, I thought the Wyatt Six really needed to do something on this show in some way, just because like when they debuted, they like killed everyone, even backstage personnel, and just feels like they haven't really done a whole lot except pick on fucking Gable. Anyway, Gunther, chops like gunshots. These two were fucking beating the hell out of each other. I really like the kickboxing stuff from Priest. You know, he's that's how he's going to combat. You know, this guy Gunther, the Ring General. Again, we get kickouts of things like South of Heaven. And you know what, Juiceboy? Maybe I just need to get over it. Maybe I don't let AEW get away with it. I'm not letting WWE get away with it. Maybe I should just accept that this is what happens now. Finishers get kicked out of. It's just
Nah, they're going overboard with it. It can be scaled back. It's either you've got to stop kicking out of finishes on pay-per-views, or you've got to start doing more TV matches that just end with the finisher being successful. And if you condition people again that yes, the finisher is going to get the pinfall most of the time, then it starts to become exciting again when they kick out. But
or at least like find other ways for them to get out of the situation, rather than actually kicking
yeah,
out of the pin, like, you know, fucking
Gunter
break
versus
breaks and
Orton at
shit.
King of the Ring was a good example of that.
Fuck yeah, it was. Okay, so excuse me. One of my favorite parts of the match was when Finn Balor came out.
Yeah.
And he was right at the ring apron, and Gunther just ran over to him and kicked him in the fucking head.
Yeah, that got a pop from me. Yeah.
Finn goes flying. That was such a cruel thing that Gunther did.
Yeah, he kicked him really hard as well. Like
So cruel. kicking someone in the side of the head. Like, it's really dangerous. I thought this was the best I'd seen of Damian Priest as champion. I felt like the people were way more with him here than previously. I felt like, oh, now, like, maybe he's like, it feels like he really is a world champion, which doesn't matter now because Balor screws Priest. Um,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you could kind of see it coming because he hit the razor's edge or whatever, and Gunter kind of rolled over, and Priest, the way he had to hook the leg for the pin. But look, it is what it is, okay?
See, I didn't see it coming because Gunther's rolled to the ropes several times after being hit with a finisher. He did it twice in the match with Randy Orton. He did it in the match against Sami Zayn, where he'd
Right.
like take a finisher and then roll towards the ropes.
So I
When
guess I didn't notice that then
yeah.
previously. So I guess what you're trying to say is that you notice things that I don't because I'm fucking stupid or something. You
Well,
calling me
just
an idiot?
not all the
Are
time,
you
just
calling me an
most of the
idiot?
time. No, let's keep
What
going.
am I, a clown to you? Okay. The suspense. I just like the suspense. So every match had suspense. Anyway, it was over. Gunther finally won, but I really liked that bit where Priest got out of the sleeper hold, rolled back
Mm,
for the pin, and as soon as he kicked out, he grabbed Finn by the throat, and I was like, that was fucking great. But anyway, fucking hell, man. Gunther,
yeah.
the world fucking champion. That is so fucking dime. Take it away,
Yeah,
juicy
dude.
boy.
Another A minus match for me. This was the second most anticipated one for me on the show, going to be in one of my favorites. I agree with you. I think that this is probably Damian Priest's strongest performance as champion, but
Mm,
it doesn't matter that he lost the title in this match because he gained something else, man. He just turned potentially into one of Raw's biggest baby faces, man,
yeah,
with this whole thing. The
finally.
crowd has been wanting to be behind Damian Priest for a while. You can hear it in the way that they react to the way that he dresses and the smooth lines that he, says on the mic and things like that. And
Yeah.
now this implosion of the Judgment Day and him being unfairly screwed out of the championship is the perfect catalyst to elevate another babyface. And I think it's just what Priest needs to get to that next level. And I think that that accomplished that. So I think that Priest looked great in a loss. And
Mm,
I think Gunter as well is, I mean, a lot of people have always appreciated him if you like that old school territorial style. But at this point, he's in a prominent position where I think there'll be wrestlers in future generations that are inspired by him to bring back that kind of style.
mm.
And there are others too. There's people like Ilya, there's people like Timothy Thatcher that are kind of keeping that style alive. But Gunter is going to be, I think, the flag bearer of that kind of old school style going forward in WWE. And I think it fits. I think that um, I was just really happy with the way that it all folded out. I was a little worried about how Damian Priest would look coming out of this if he lost it,
Mm.
even though I felt like the time was right for Gunter to win. Um, so because of the way that they handled it, I think both guys come out of it stronger and they're going to move on to bigger and better things. And there'll probably be a rematch between them as well, which I wouldn't mind seeing, not by a long shot. And I'd like to point something else out as well.
Yeah.
Uh, both winners of the King and Queen tournaments this year have now gone on and used their championship shots to win the championship. So we have now, after bringing it back only one time, we've reestablished the King of the Ring as being important. Next year's King of the Ring is going to have stakes because it resulted in championship wins for this year's winners.
That's fucking good, isn't it? Now we've made it mean something. Okay. Um, Quick segment before we get to the main event. The Miz finally shows back up after welcoming everyone to the show. And he's with R-Truth. Announces the new SummerSlam record.
Mm.
That's great to hear. Here comes Grayson. Here comes Austin.
Ugh.
Um, R-Truth gets them mixed up with the Rock and Roll Express. He talks about Robert Gibson, he got his eye fixed. I was like, that's a bit mean. um, Grayson
No,
Waller.
Robert probably they worked together in the NWA, bro. I'm sure Robert would have
Mm,
chuckled at that
I should hope so.
at that joke.
Um, so anyway, Grayson had made fun of Jelly Roll and all that. Jelly Roll got in the ring.
He is a
Um,
fat bastard,
he's
bro.
a big bastard, and he's got a really hot wife, so maybe it's
Man,
working, bro. Um, I didn't know what to expect here when he got in the ring. I know he had the chair in his hand, but dude,
yeah,
that choke slam on Austin Theory, I've laughed so fucking hard. I thought that was so funny.
yeah.
It popped me, and then they do the three person five knuckle shuffle, and like just seeing the big man go down like and hit like a flat bump whilst doing the punch. Fucking amazing, dude. Anyway, what anything to add to the segment there, bro?
Nah,
Nah. Okay, let's get to the main event of the evening. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, defending the WWE Championship against Solo Sikoa. 29 minutes, 13 seconds, Juicy Boy. Please, if you will.
yeah. I'll be honest with you, man. I thought this probably was the weakest match on paper for the card, but I've got to say,
Really?
man, I was impressed with it, man. I'm giving it a
Hmm.
B plus. I think Solo really like did a great job of rising to the occasion for this huge main event match. I know he's already beaten John Cena at WrestleMania, but that wasn't the main event.
Hmm.
This is probably the most high stakes situation he's been in terms of a singles match so far in his career. And I think that he looked good out there. He had size. The ring gear looked good. He looked scary, you know. And the bloodline didn't actually affect very much in this match at all for a great deal of it. So we had an opportunity to see Solo really hang in there on his own with one of the best performers in the world. And I think he really did that well. He knows which parts of that classic Samoan offense to use and which not to use because he understands that he's not as big as Umaga or Rikishi.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's the right blend from him of that kind of Samoan powerhouse style mixed with explosive speed. And I thought he showed that off really well. Some really nice Samoan drops. There was some really nice striking work from Solo Sikoa. But where Solo really shines, I think, is actually as a character. I think that time that he spent as a henchman in the Bloodline has just served him so well. The camera would cut to him. You could see the expression in his eyes. You could see options ticking over in his mind, like he's
Hmm.
thinking what to do next because he's never been in this situation before. There's a natural uh, personality that he's able to get across in his performances that not everyone has. So I really enjoyed that. The match itself really started to pick up once the Bloodline members got involved. So Tama and Tonga fucking they show up. I saw some people ragging on Tama for going to ram Cody into the
Tonga.
turnbuckles and
Yeah.
accidentally hitting him into the ropes instead of the buckles as if, oh yeah, it's another botch. No, he put his shoulder into the guy's gut and rammed him back towards the corner. Doesn't really matter if he hits the buckles or if he hits the ropes. It just makes it more realistic. They're supposed to be in a fight, for God's sake. So I didn't like that people called him out for that because I actually think it makes it look more like a fight when everything was not pristinely, perfectly placed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, so they start beating on Cody. At this point, I think I know my brother Nick texted me, people are probably wondering where's Jacob Fatu because he hadn't showed up yet at this point. Um, we get some good little moments of Cody desperately trying to hang on and overcome the odds as they start stacking up against him. Right when it looks like Cody's about to close in, boom, Jacob Fatu hits the scene. Awesome corkscrew, basically a whisper in the wind to Cody, follows it up with a wicked double jump moonsault by the big man. puts Cody up on the announce table. Boom, huge splash through the announce table. Clearly, Jacob Fatu hurt himself, um, and it looked like it could have been pretty bad. It looked like it was really painful. What looked to me to happen was he went through the announce table for the splash, but the front of the announce table did not collapse downwards. It stayed standing on
Right.
impact. So his leg has remained straight and been on the floor as he's landed. That's what it looked like to me. You couldn't really get a good view, but in
I
any
thought
case,
that was just the way that they were going to get him out of being able
it
to do anything
well,
else.
if it was, then they did a really good job because it looked to me like he was hurt because he was throwing around the chair and like screaming, and he was hitting the barricade going damn it, damn it, damn it, before then turning his attention back to Solo and yelling at him. It might
Yeah.
have been a convenient way to get him out of there for when Roman returned, but
Yeah.
I have to think they could have done that without showing that he injured himself. Why would they want to kayfabe injure him when he's like this big monster? So I thought it was a real injury, but nonetheless, they didn't really let it bother him so much. I heard I think it was Meltzer say like, "Oh,
Mm.
Solo looked really lost when that happened," or I think it was Vinny from the Brian and Vinny show. That's right, that idiot. And
Whatever.
he goes, yeah,
Fucking
Solo
loser.
looked like a deer in the headlights as soon as Jacob
Oh, yeah, what
Fatu
would you
got
know, you
injured.
fat cunt?
It's like, no, he didn't. He didn't look like a deer in the headlights. They went to something else, went into a double down, and Roman came out. What do you
Fucking hell.
want?
Like, where did he get lost? There wasn't much else left to fucking do in the match, you idiot.
Yeah, what do you want? Like, was he
Fucking
sitting there
hell,
going, "Oh
idiot.
shit, Cody, what do I do?" Like right in the middle of the show? Like, no, no. And I just want to say as well, following that comment, Vinny then said, "quote
Oh, what
This
now?
SummerSlam seemed to go on forever. There was a lot of it that could be edited out."
Oh,
At which
really,
point,
fuckhead?
I turned off the video and unsubscribed to his.
Suck shit, you fucking dickhead.
And what do you mean? Like, okay, anyway, let me just finish
Ah,
up. Roman returns. It kind of surprised me because, as I said on the sim last night, I didn't expect it until Survivor Series or perhaps the Rumble. But, he came back, huge pop.
huge.
Roman is now a babyface. Superman punch, spear to Solo.
Yep.
Cody looks shocked as Roman walks away. Cody hits the triple crossroads. Bing, bang, a boom. Cody retains the championship. This match ended up being much more enthralling than I thought it was going to be on paper.
Yep. Bing, bang, boom, indeed. I'm not sure if did you skip the entrances? Did you skip Cody walking from his coach
Oh yeah,
with
man.
his
Yeah,
dog?
yeah.
So you didn't see before he went
Nah.
through the curtain that Arn Anderson greeted him?
Oh, I saw that later.
Okay,
Like I
okay,
saw
cool.
a clip of that later.
I just
Yeah,
thought that was wonderful to see.
yeah. Suck
And
it, Tony.
in a little bit
It's
of
happened
this.
again.
Yeah, yeah. Regal's there now, Anderson. Soon Jake the Snake, probably. Who knows? I did like the entrance with the mask and all that shit. He had that like that mask on. Um, but the match began. I don't have anything to say as
Mm,
far as spots go, blow by blow. Juicy Boy's covered most of that.
yeah.
So all I'll say is that I love the suspense, and this is something that's reigned true for so long. Anything with the bloodline, especially if it's the main event, it's always such suspense,
Mm,
and you're just wondering what's going to happen next, and it's always story driven. That's the
mm,
difference between this company and other companies. Very story driven. Punk and Drew, very story driven. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, story, 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 story. And the story was being told very nicely here. Obviously, we get like a little bit of a nod to like what happened at WrestleMania, except instead of having kind of like legends come out and such, we have just the top stars on the roster that have
mm.
been screwed over by the bloodline.
And if you notice that though, they don't need to rely on legends anymore. They
No, they
actually
don't.
have enough people on their own roster who are popular.
I even thought to myself, you know what? They don't even need Lesnar anymore. They don't need
But it
him
would still
anymore.
be sick if he came back,
It
though.
would be
It
great. I'd
still
love to
would
see
be.
Lesnar and
Yeah.
Gunter or Lesnar and Bron Breakker one day, but when I look at it, I'm like, they don't need anyone else. I'm like, oh, they should sign MJF. One. No, they don't need him. They're fucking good, bro. They're good for quite some time. Anyway, um, yeah, I mean, I was kind of like, I don't know, tossing up back and forth, thinking like, do they need to go straight to Roman versus Solo,
No, no, no,
or
no,
is
no.
Roman has Roman just screwed over Solo here, and then he's going to show up and say to Solo, "I did that to fucking humble you because I am the tribal chief, and you need to admit it right now." Have him tuck his tail between his legs.
Yeah.
Roman goes back to trying to lead the bloodline, but then
Well,
eventually maybe Rock comes back, and then Rock
see, I feel like at
takes
this
over.
point, it's at the point where they know that we're going to be speculating on it, and so I think they're going to tease several different directions before we eventually get to where we're going.
Yeah, well, that's good.
So
I hope so.
at the moment, clearly they want us to think Roman's turned babyface, he's against Solo, but next week on SmackDown, you don't know what he's going to say. He might say exactly what you said. I did this to teach you a lesson. Or it may be that he actually is just now turning against
He is a
Solo and his
babyface.
boys, and he's doing his own. He's going to bring back the. You never know what.
And that will lead
That's
to
what makes
Survivor
it
Series
intriguing.
with the,
Yeah.
Bloodline Civil War Part 2. Okay. Do I have anything else to say? No, it's just, yeah, look, what a great end to the show. Um, the last thing that I wanted to say was Cody's theme song hit after he got the pin, and the shot was of Roman Reigns with his like head down, like what have I done or something like that, or he looked very disappointed or annoyed, and it kind of looked like he thought to himself, "Fuck, I hate this song." Um, if you go back and look, that's exactly what it kind of looks like. Like he helped Cody, but he's just like, ah, fuck. But should I just help Solo because then I would have to hear this fucking thing again. Anyway, do you want to get to some bad tweets, Juicy Boy?
Yeah, so I'm gonna give the show an 8.5 out of 10.
Ooh,
And then we're gonna get on to bad tweets, bad tweets.
I am going to give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Very nice.
And I'm going to say this hot take maybe this is the best SummerSlam since 2002.
Mm.
Thank
Mm.
you. Right. Okay, Juice Boy. Tweet number 1. Here for bad tweets.
Yeah, you haven't sent me yours, so I can't read them.
You don't need to read them. I'll read them to you.
Go
Okay.
on.
Okay. David Bixenspan. You know David Bixenspan, don't you?
Yes,
At David
yes, I
Bix.
do.
Oh, okay. He tweeted this. Why is Dom the heel when it was always implied that Rhea was using him and didn't actually have feelings for him pretty much the whole time they have been in act together?
Okay, well, let me
Hmm.
explain something to you, Bix. It's called BDSM, and it's called a relationship where there's a dominant and a submissive, and it's a consenting relationship, and that's heavily been implied to be what the dynamic is between Rhea and Dominic. Okay, this is the 21st century. All right, a lot of couples have that kind of dynamic and enjoy that kind of dynamic. These are characters on TV who are frequently in very primal situations. And that's why we see those behaviors expressed on TV. Because in real life, obviously, couples that have that kind of relationship tend to keep that confined to their private life. But these are characters on a TV show, and that kind of dynamic is an interesting one for characters on a
Interesting.
TV show to have. Bix.
Yeah, and pretty rich of a guy that's never had a girlfriend or
Yeah,
has girl mates or has ever had a conversation with a girl.
yeah,
Real rich of him to be going on about like what is so confusing about their relationship on screen.
yeah,
Go have a shower.
yeah.
Tweet number 2 at Real Jack Cassidy. Just in
Oh
case we
yeah.
were worried it was going to be a fake Jack Cassidy.
Yeah, you're not Jack Cassidy, motherfucker. Jack Cassidy was a fabulous actor, and he died in like 1975. So you're not Jack Cassidy,
Yeah, how
okay?
dare you? How
If the
disrespectful.
actual Jack Cassidy met you, he would think that you're like a total pussy, okay?
Okay. So Jack Cassidy says the friends were just Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, lol. Who did you want it to be?
Yeah, I
Who
pulled
did you
that one
want
as
it to
well.
be?
Who did you so what?
Like
People
what?
didn't enjoy seeing Randy Orton and Kevin
They,
Owens?
they popped when the theme songs hit. That's strange.
It is strange. Seemed to
Hmm.
me like they enjoyed it.
Yeah, real strange. I just
Seems to me like people were happy to see old Randall and Kevin.
yeah, weird that, you know. Like, cause I'm just wondering, like, who else would have it made sense to
Yeah,
have
who
come
do you
out
think?
there?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could have been main event Jay, but then again,
Yeah,
you probably would have tweeted the same thing,
yeah,
wouldn't
or
you?
it was just Jay.
Oh, it was just
Lol.
Jay. Or like
Are
when
you
you,
really laughing out loud, you fuckwit? Are
yeah,
you
like
really laughing out loud?
what do you? It probably wouldn't be. I bet you if it was like John Moxley and fucking, you know, Eddie Kingston came down and saved him, he'd come in his pants.
Oh, it's
But
just like you
because it's
fucking like that's just complaining for the sake of complaining. Like it made sense because Arn said a few friends that you do know and a few and maybe one or two that you're not expecting or whatever it was he said. So
exactly,
it
get
was already
over
put out there.
yourself.
Yeah, get over yourself, Jack. Jack off. Okay. Um, Fightful Wrestling put out a tweet saying, "Thank you, Judgment Day.
Yep,
Hell of a run." Well,
yep.
we don't know if it's over yet, you know. But anyway, Superior Dream um responded saying this group was ass. Interesting.
It was
Hmm.
us, was it? Okay. Yeah, it only managed to create like three or four bona fide stars and then help basically resurrect the floundering career of Finn Balor. But yeah, I guess it was us.
Yeah, it was us. It had to have been us, considering like, geez, the last couple of years that they've been a group. Um, a lot of the times, a lot of people on the roster can't get on the PLEs, but interesting that the Judgment Day were on every PLE pretty much since they were formed.
Yeah, because people
Why
must
would
have
they
hated him
keep
so
putting them
much.
on the
Yeah.
PLEs if they were us and they weren't doing very well?
Yeah,
You
that's right. I
fuckwit.
wonder who's buying all that merchandise? Who's buying all those Judgment Day t-shirts? If no one likes the group.
If that's your
Fuckwit.
actual fucking opinion, you thought that that group was arse,
Yeah.
then you've lost your license to be a wrestling fan.
That's the thing as well. He's saying that it's us so that he can hide behind, oh, it's just my opinion. I'm allowed to think it. But like, he's only saying it's us because a lot of other people like it and they
Yeah.
don't like the Elite or the Death Triangle or the
Or
Blackpool Combat
the
Club.
fucking what's it called? The House of Black.
Yeah.
Um
I kind of like
okay.
the House of Black though. The guys in it are cool.
Yeah, they're cool. Okay. I already kind of brought this up earlier, but Alexios at Alexios Malaka,
Hmm.
he put out a picture of Gunter and he put in quotation marks, poor Walter. Then he said, "Has there ever been a tweet that has aged worse? Does anyone even know where Keith Lee is?" Oh,
Yeah, that's a sick burn.
poor
I thought
Keith
that
Lee.
was
He's
pretty
never gonna
funny.
let that. He's never gonna live that down, is he?
Yeah, I personally think Keith Lee's a nice dude.
Oh, he is.
I think he's an awesome wrestler. I hope whatever health problems he has, he gets over them. But yeah,
Yeah,
it is pretty funny. It's become a meme. Because obviously, when they first announced the name change, even I wasn't really that happy with it because I was already a fan of Walter, but after a while you started to realize it didn't really make much of a fucking
doesn't matter.
difference, you know what I mean? So
I still don't get why people give a shit. Walter, Walter doesn't sound that tough. Gunter,
I don't
that
know.
sounds tough.
I always liked Walter because
Walter.
it's kind of just this really strong basic name. Like I am Walter. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
I guess it's because my godfather, his name is Walter, and he's like a ceramic tiler. Like he's just a regular dude. So to me, it just seems like, oh yeah, it's fucking Walter over there, mate.
um yeah. So
Right. Next
Yeah.
tweet.
Mm.
Okay. This is from JB at Super Zomg Barbecue. Oh God. Like I'm already annoyed.
Stupid name. Get a life.
Oh, this is going back to what happened on this Go Home SmackDown. They really did
Yo.
Johnny Gargano dirty. You're telling me they couldn't have waited until tomorrow for that? That's what you
All
what?
right. Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
hang for
I
that
pulled
tag
this
match.
one
Does
up.
the Bloodline really need those tag titles? Go.
Okay. I pulled this one up. So
His fucking face.
in answer to your first statement, no, they didn't do Johnny Gargano dirty. Doing him dirty would be not hiring him and him still having to make a living on the indies and him and his wife not having salaried jobs as wrestlers. So that's the first thing. Second of all, no, they couldn't have waited until the pay-per-view. It's not a match that's worth being on the pay-per-view. It would have taken time away from the other matches. It's not a match that people were particularly excited to see. And the answer to your third question is just a resounding, like 1,000, a million times yes, they needed to win the belts. Like 1 billion times yes. Okay, think how many stars in the entire known universe there are. Sextillions of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's how much they should be winning the tag titles right now because they're the most dominant and credible team on SmackDown right now. So they've got the belts, and they took them off of two fairly bland, really good technical guys who aren't very popular with the fans at the moment.
Transitional champions. So while
There's
you were
nothing wrong
talking
with
then,
that.
no, while you were talking then, I don't know if you remember his little profile picture on Twitter, but I was just staring at his face, just shaking my head for like 5-6 seconds. Just thinking like these little pictures, like,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, oh, like, fuck. I'm thinking about something. Do you want to know what I'm
You
thinking?
definitely, yeah,
Fuck you, dude.
he's definitely annoying. It's
It's
like,
so annoying. And his at is super Zomg barbecue. Like, oh, it's terrible
man,
humor.
why don't you get a username that's not a 12-year-old girl from
Yeah,
2003's?
exactly. That's exactly what that is. Anyway, the only thing I wanted to add was like, why are you so worried about the tag match not being on the like? Are you not happy that they're giving you something on the SmackDown? Like, you're getting something on the
Yeah,
weekly show. And yes, they do need the tag titles.
resoundingly,
Yeah,
overwhelmingly.
because this is what stables do. They collect titles. They always do that kind of shit. Anyway, let's get the hell away from JB and his little face. Um, okay, Jesse at Soul SRVCA. Oh, she's trying to say Soul Ruka. I guess she's a Soul Ruka fan. Tangaloa missed the turnbuckle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crying emojis, or like crying because you're laughing. Hashtag SummerSlam.
Yeah, refer to my comments that I made during the main event review for your answer to that one.
And also, Jesse, he was wearing an eye patch. So maybe
Yeah,
that might
yeah,
have affected his vision. And
yeah,
I'm pretty sure she responded to someone saying something about that and tried to debunk it. And it's just like, you do it. You do it. You get in
yeah.
there and do it. See how you go, mate. Fucking hell. Next tweet. Oh man, this fucking made me laugh so much. Okay, at Patrick the Heel, he responded to someone's tweet. Adam Gibson, 112. Adam had posted a picture of the cagematch.net page for SummerSlam 2024. And he said the SummerSlam cage match rating is hilarious. Like, all right, man, sure. Patrick the Hill said that's actually crazy. LMAO.
What's the rating?
At this point, when they put this out, the rating was at a 5.93 out of 10.
Mm.
Out of 60 votes. 60 votes, 5.93 out of 10. People quickly running to their computer to get on Cage Match to give it a bad rating. Like, oh no, it wasn't a good show, eh? Everyone's talking about how good it is now. Well, we'll show them. Fucking grow up. You
Yeah,
quickly run
no,
to your computer to go on Cage
yeah.
Match to give it a bad rating. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
just let me give this little news flash to anyone out there that might be on Cage Match.
Yeah, bitch.
You and your 200 little bitch buddies that are going on there and rating shows that shows up when you look up an event. No one else cares, okay? Doesn't matter if you rate SummerSlam a 5.0 or a 10. It's still not going to be that. It's not going to be what you say. It's going to be what the general audience says.
Okay, get this, bro. The next tweet.
Here we go.
We're going back to our good friend Mr. David Bixen's fan. I fucking hate him. Hey, he's such a
Bixie.
whiny little bitch. He's always trying to cancel people and all that shit.
Yeah.
Just fucking
He
take it easy.
you know what? He wants to be one of those people that can like, yeah, grab somebody and like take them down a pig.
Like
Hey,
drags out a comment from
yeah.
Brian Kendrick fucking like over 10 years ago, so he doesn't get to wrestle on AEW. What a fucking dickhead. Like people can change as time goes by, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
what did Bitch and Span have to
there we
say?
go. Even with the production changes post Kevin Dunn, it feels like the WWE in-ring style and overall presentation have somehow gotten even more sterile with Vince gone. If you like it, good for you, but I cannot at all compute being a rabid fan of something so cold and emotionless.
Yeah, it's not cold and emotionless. It's just grown-up people doing pro wrestling for other grown-ups. And it's not a wrestling version of One Tree Hill, which is what AEW does. I'm assuming, Bitch and Span, that you love AEW,
Oh, he does,
right?
yeah.
I'm assuming that he loves AEW, right? Don't you, Bitch and Span? So, um, just go fuck yourself, really. That's it.
I
That's
mean,
all.
shouldn't he be more concerned about like buying deodorant and stuff? Having a
Yeah,
shower?
buying deodorant,
Not looking
using
like a
soap.
greasy.
Yeah, getting all those dirty dishes out of his room and actually, making his bed and
Oh, there's stink shaming him.
yeah. No,
Yeah, yeah, you
he
do smell. Oscar
I
the
get
Grouch smells better than you,
yeah,
bro.
no, I guarantee you that Bix and Span has more dirty dishes and takeaway wrappings in
Yeah.
his room than there are likes on that tweet.
I bet if he ran his finger through his groin, he would pull out all this grime.
That's fucking gross, man. That is
You
absolutely
know, you know
disgusting,
though,
dude.
you know it's true. Any part of his body where the skin touches each other, the crevice in the middle will be caked with fucking gross shit, dude.
Yeah,
Sorry, everyone. Anyway,
that's
the only
yuck.
response I really want to give him to this one here is like, what are you fucking watching? Are you watching the same thing that I'm watching? How can you think that this is cold and emotionless? Cold and emotionless. If anything, I'm seeing more fucking emotion. I'm seeing more stories. I'm seeing Rhea Ripley upset because her partner screwed him over. I've seen the emotion of Liv and Dom getting together, the emotion of Roman Reigns and what he's done to his family here, the emotion of Cody Rhodes being unable to believe that Roman actually helped him out. The emotion of CM Punk seeing that fucking bracelet, the emotion of Drew McIntyre being fucking livid with CM
Yeah.
Punk and wanting to kill him, the emotion of Seth Rollins, who hates both of them, but
Oh
hates
yeah,
Punk just
and
a little bit
yeah,
more.
and you know what? I just want to say you've jogged my memory, right? Everyone on Twitter that's saying that it was silly for three grown men to be fighting over a friendship bracelet. How is that any different from fighting over who is whose best friend? Or
Exactly.
like, give me a break. You're just finding reasons to be pissed off at SummerSlam because everyone likes it more than the last AEW show.
Also, I was also going to say that the emotion that Damian Priest showed when somebody he thought he was his friend turned on him and screwed him out of his world title, the emotion of Gunther becoming the world heavyweight champion. Yeah, no fucking emotion on this show, you fucking douchebag. You are the worst toxic fan out there who thinks he's in the business, thinks he's a journalist. You are not.
Yeah, you're not. You're no better than Real One or Air Gold
Air
or
Gold, Bix, and Real
anyone
One,
like that.
and I'm hoping that Air Gold and Real One don't make it on this one. I did not look at their Twitters for this, so
You're all slimy and disgusting, and
okay. So
your
we've
opinions are bad.
slimy and disgusting. Okay, okay. So what I said before, right? the cagematch.net rating 5.93. Okay, 60 votes.
Mm.
Well, the next tweet is from at Bully Ray 5150. Bully Ray.
Oh, here we
He's put out a poll. Hashtag SummerSlam. What did you think? Vote now at Busted Open Radio. 10,809 votes. 91.4% of people thumbs up. 5.9% of people thumbs down. Interesting that 10,809 people, normal people, I would say, well, except for the 5.9%. Look, maybe there are like WWE fans who usually like the product that didn't like SummerSlam. I'd be miffed as to why, but isn't it interesting? He does a poll and tens of thousands of people vote.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a larger sample, so you'd
Yeah.
have to think it's more trustworthy data than
And it's just going to show what cage match, what it attracts, the kind of people that
yeah.
it
I mean,
attracts.
we should look up the cage match, like the current cage match rating for it.
Here comes the next one. And I think this is your last tweet that you put forward. It's underscore Showtime at Jeffrey Lost. I think he might be a little lost here, dude. The kids had their fun. It's time for the adults to
Yeah.
have
Oh
fun.
my God. Okay, so
And
I just want to say, bro, that the current SummerSlam rating has gone up to 6.17 out of 10 with a total number of 95 votes. And out of those, 32 people have rated it 7 out of 10, 11 have rated it 8 out of 10, 4 have rated it 9 out of 10, and 1 rated it 10 out of 10. And then there are 19 annoying people rating it 4. And
fuck
there's
off a 4.
there's one person who gave it a 3.
What a bunch of shit. Anyway, time for the adults to have fun, and he's made this dreadful picture here with the all-in poster all squashed. I don't know.
Yeah, when I saw
It's
it,
just this is
it's
this is
I
some
don't know
moron.
if it's rage bait, and
Oh yeah, it is.
I don't care. I don't even care if it is.
I feel
It
nothing.
yeah, it SummerSlam was the adult show, okay? If anyone is the adult show and the other one's the kid show, WWE is the adult show, okay? AEW tries to be adult by allowing swear words and allowing things like people
Blood.
drinking each other's blood and exploding ring matches where nothing explodes, but that doesn't necessarily make them the more appropriate or intellectually stimulating wrestling program for adults. So go fuck yourself.
Oh man, it's so funny. Like they're hurting so bad. Their fans are hurting so bad right now, especially the diehards ones. They're reaching so
Dude,
far to
it
try
kills
and
them, bro. It
yeah,
kills
like
them. You know what it is,
oh,
man? It's like okay. So
fuck.
when AEW first started, bro, like they're on top of the world and stuff like
Oh
that. It's like
yeah.
they're in this brand new relationship and everything like that. And then, everything's fantastic, everything's hunky dory, and all of a sudden, but then Triple H comes in as Booker and the TKO deal happens and the booking starts getting better. And now all the AEW fans are like a jilted ex, and their ex has moved on. People are starting to get interested in WWE. People are less interested in AEW, and they're like a jilted ex. They just can't let go. They can't accept it. They can't bear to see fans be happy and enjoying something else without wanting to tear them down because they can't let go
I
of
can't handle it.
AEW. They seriously, they can't let go of AEW is the hot new thing. It's going to destroy WWE. It's going to be a
Fucked.
new competitor. It's got limitless money. They can have anyone they want. Tony Khan is going to give the fans what they want because he is a fan. And people just don't want to let that go because admitting that means that they were wrong.
Yeah. And they had 1.4 million people watch that first Dynamite. The last Dynamite, I think, got 660,000.
Yeah.
But after that first one, they hovered around a million for quite some time. But since then, it's around 700,000. So
Yeah.
they've lost at least 250,000 fans who just have turned off the product. But anyway, yeah, it kills them. They're reaching
Yeah.
every time to try and get a reaction
And
out of
they,
people. They
I
can't
think,
hack it.
like not even to be mean to them, but like WWE on YouTube, they have 103 million subscribers, and AEW has 2.9 million. Now, anything over a million is actually a good number for a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is a YouTube channel for a massive company like AEW should have probably something a bit higher, especially if they were considered a viable competition to WWE. Um, it's
Yeah.
been 5 years. It's not like they're brand new and it's only been. And again, yes, WWE's been around for basically 60 years. AEW's been around for 5. Yes, they
We
have
don't
the
need to
marketplace
we don't need to keep
penetration.
hearing that excuse though, you know?
Yeah, but the thing is, even if you factor that in, you still can't deny that AEW is not doing too hot. They've never.
As soon as you say something about it, like, oh, you
Yeah,
can't compare a 40-year-old company to a fight. Yes, you can.
you can,
You've
unfortunately.
had
Yeah,
fucking enough time and you've had the biggest stars you could possibly get. What more do you fucking need? How much more time do you need so that excuse is no longer needed? Because what are you going to say in 5 years' time? Oh, you can't compare a 45-year-old company to a 10-year-old company. Fuck you.
yeah, and it's like they were really. I think their zenith was really in 2021, like
Yeah,
July,
no,
August of 21,
they fucked it. They
and it's
fucked it big
never
time.
been the same since.
No. Anyway, there's one final thing we're going to comment on here before we sail off into the sunset, Juicy Boy. I've selected a comment from the cagematch.net people.
Okay, here we go. This is gonna be good.
Darth Snark gave it a 4 out of 10. And
Ah,
he said this, or she,
it's a dude.
it's a dude. There's no chicks on cagematch.net.
Yeah.
That was one of the most boring big shows of the year. Besides all of the title changes, it felt more like a B or C level pay-per-view. Gunther versus Priest was really the only match that I liked a lot. Every other match was either just okay or pretty bad IMO. I was looking forward to Sammy and Braun, but they decided to make it a 5-minute match on the second biggest show of the year. CM Punk versus Drew was not what I was expecting after this long build. It really needed blood in that match
No, it didn't.
way more hatred. Way
No,
more hatred.
nah.
What are you fucking talking about anyway? Fighting over a well, he wrote bracket, but I know he means bracelet. Fighting over a bracelet was not it at all. The main
Yes, it
event
was.
was also the worst match of the night, which will always take a show's rating down for me. At least Roman is finally back.
What do you mean finally? He's been gone for 4 months. WrestleMania was in April, and it's now the beginning of August.
Oh, fuck off,
It's been
Darth Snark.
16 weeks. It's literally been 16 episodes of SmackDown.
Come on,
So
dude.
basically, that's the equivalent of the character being gone for one season of a TV show, right? If this was Criminal Minds or something, it would be like one of the cast members being away for a season and now they're coming back. It hasn't really been that long. It's not like he's been gone for a year or like,
I don't know how you can say one of the most boring. Like every match had suspense and something like
dude,
unexpected
there was
happening.
angles in it. It was exciting. The commentators actually get into it,
And one of
and
those fans that can't handle the fact there was a 5-minute match.
yeah, because everything needs to just
Like
fucking
Punk and Drew did have hatred. Why does it need blood? It doesn't need blood.
yeah.
Get over it.
It
Well,
didn't really need blood,
you that much of a child that you need the dopamine hit of seeing people bleeding? Like fucking
and
get
also
over it,
like,
mate.
what does this person think that adult hatred is? Like, hate is
They don't know fucking anything,
like
dude.
seriously, because unless they've only seen it, I guess he's thinking that they should have been more wild and unhinged. But the thing is, like, that level of rage usually doesn't come out of people unless they're in some kind of psychotic state. People that really hate each other, hatred can be a really quiet, simmering, brooding emotion that it just seeps through their
Mm-hmm.
pores. I think that's what we're seeing here. It's actually like two adults that work in the same environment and they really hate each other.
It's just clear
You,
that this fan
they
doesn't
don't
fucking get
need
it.
to act like unhinged mental patients in order to hate each other. It's just stupid. Like
Fuck
Shawn
me.
Michaels and Triple H hated each other during their feud. But they didn't get busted open and do all kinds of crazy shit every time. You know, things escalated. They did the return match. Triple H turned on Shawn at the end of that match. That led to a rematch. That led to the three stages of hell at
Yeah,
Elimination
yeah,
Chamber. That
yeah,
then went to three stages
yeah.
of hell. The feud then continued until Bad Blood of 2004, right? Culminating in the Hell in a Cell. It
It's
didn't
the
go from
first.
1 to 100
It's just
straight
the first
away,
chapter, mate. It's just the
but they
first chapter.
hated each other the whole time. But it didn't need to go to a bloodbath straight away. It's
It's
just
time for a
ridiculous.
bloodbath.
No, it's
Anyway,
not.
anyway, there we have it, Juicy Boy. We've replied to some bad tweets, and we've also covered SummerSlam 2024.
Yeah, let us know what you thought in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe our sister channel, Slam Society Extra. And of course, you can check out our simulation of SummerSlam 2024 right now on Slam Society. If you haven't already checked it out, check it out. Our simulations are not just simulations of upcoming pay-per-views. They are upcoming pay-per-views with a Slam Society spin, with our commentary, with our antics. Uh, put throughout it, and they're worth checking out. But yeah, I'm Juicy Boy, and I had a good time watching this show, and I don't give a shit what all these people on Twitter reckon. I reckon it was a good show.
Excellent, Juicy Boy. Well, thank you again for your time. Once again, thank all of you out there for joining us here at the Slam Society for the SummerSlam 2024 review. We will see you down the road. And my final words, though, for this review is Bix and Span, you idiot. That pop you, Juicy Boy? That pop you?
Yeah, man, I love
Yeah.
Red and
Yeah,
Stimpy,
man.
man.
Ren, bro. Ren.